preceding program is a paid advertisement. The opinions and views expressed therein do not necessarily reflect those of AM 620 WSNR or its management.
This is AM 620 WSNR, Jersey City.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. This is going to be an interesting show, everybody. We have Esty, my beautiful co-host. How are you?
Okay. How are you?
Fine. Me and Esty had another fight in the car. She's
not a fight. I just stated what I thought.
Well, we're going to talk about it, and we have a beautiful new co-host on the show tonight, Rachel Bernstein. Rachel, say hello.
Hello, world. How are you doing?
Okay. Also, we have a rule on the show. I have a quote and joke of the day, and you must laugh at my joke.
I practiced.
Okay, Rachel is, I met her on the airplane going to Israel, and she just, she'll tell you the story when we talk. So there are two women against me tonight that I will be arguing.
Why is everybody against you, Heshy?
Because
I'm already laughing.
Because I believe that what comes out of most women's mouth are wrong.
And that is where you're wrong?
And delusional and...
Do you really want to make an enemy out of all womenkind?
Not all womenkind.
A lot of
most
people
women will agree with me, and I'm a good guy.
Will agree with you.
And Esty, something. Anyways, Esty, besides, if you want to call into the show, 718-303-9090, or you can watch our show on YouTube by typing in Just Enough Heshy, or you could catch me on Facebook, Just Enough Heshy, and you can call into the show at 718-303-9090 again, or you can text me on my phone during the show and ask questions on Twitter, 718-288-7844.
Yeah, and he doesn't shut off his ringer, so it annoys everybody.
I agree with you. We're getting ready to call, so don't worry about Dimitri will pick up our calls and put you on hold. We're gonna see who's paying for the show, and then we're gonna have a good time for the next hour. And me and Esty are gonna argue. We're gonna also make fun of Dove Hiking, which Esty's against.
Oh, so basically every time I mention it, that's when you go on with them.
That's
no problems.
And we're going to talk about, my daughter-in-law tried to throw me out of her house because I was talking bad about the Palestinians.
Yep, most people should throw you out of their house.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you how I'm the greatest guy on the planet.
And whoever believes that is
Esty,
really smart.
And we're going to tell you how Esty found evidence of me doing bad things because it's not true.
I don't even need evidence.
You're right. She doesn't need evidence. Whatever she feels in the heart.
No, some things you just know.
Right. She just knows that I'm a bad guy.
No, not that you're a bad guy. But sometimes you do bad things like everyone else.
I don't do anything bad.
Yep, you're perfect.
I am.
You know that if he does it, he's not bad, right?
Right.
If anyone else does it, then
doing a bad thing does not make you bad. But when you are constantly just always hurting people,
then it's
at some
not
point
bad,
you're bad.
Heshy doesn't do it. You know that.
Right. Heshy doesn't do anything bad. And Rachel, you're going to tell everybody how you and me met.
It's a lot to learn.
Anyways, Esty, who's paying for the show?
We have SoftFusion Inc., a wonderful software development company that can help you with any of your computer needs. They've been doing this for 15 years, and you can call them for a free consultation at 718-215-9800. We have Pescati Carne, an amazing meat restaurant with unique dishes and exotic appetizers. Check them out. They're located at 509 Avenue P. And they have a dairy restaurant called Pescata New York. Also, amazing foods, salads, sandwiches, fish, anything you can think of. Very delicious food. Try their interesting frappuccino with a cookie inside the drink. They're located at 1776 Ocean Avenue. We have Orchidia. It's a kosher dairy restaurant that has an all-you-can-eat buffet every day from 12 to 3. The only kosher dairy all-you-can-eat buffet. Check them out. They're located at 4815 12th Avenue. Back to you, Hesh.
Thank you so much, Esty. And of course, we have Chamula Jewelers, located at 944 Kings Highway. You can reach them at 718-336-1980, 718-336-1980, 944 Kings Highway. Chamula Jewelers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, specializing in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or bring your old jewelry to redesign and freshen up for a new look. Chamula Jewelers.
They got the sparkle for you.
They got the sparkle for you. And don't forget the next commercial, Esty. We have Tehila Tishler, TEETEESTYLES.com. She's getting real busy, guys, and her prices are great. She does wigs, makeup. She helps you prepare for weddings and events. This girl is just out of this world. Her stuff is really good. You can take a look at her website at TEETEESTYLES.com or email her at Tehila, TEHILA at TEETEESTYLES.com. Repairs.com or 718-675-6842, 718-675-6842. Esty, give us her jingle.
She can bring out the beauty in you.
That's even
She brings out the beauty in
She
you.
brings out the beauty in you. Wonderful.
The
And then, of
beautiful
course,
you.
we have, I have a witness here, Rachel, who sat in my office. She walked in out of the blue, and she saw what, Rachel, how many people sitting around me just asking me and bothering me and asking for help the whole time. And just as you, and my door was open, you were able to walk right in?
Well, there were 3 other people in the office,
3 other clients.
but you handled
their
it like
level.
a pro. You didn't look like anyone was bothering you. You
Right.
just looked like you were doing your thing.
And people just coming and going the whole time, all the workers, and you just walked in and nobody stopped you, open door and everything.
Oh, well, no one ever stops me, Heshy Tischler.
We'll find out about that, Rachel. Green Line Building Solutions. We help you with plans, with permits, with stop work orders, with vacate orders, inspections. We'll help you with code compliance. We go to court for ECB violations, and we help owners show them how to get their job into compliance. Like this week, I had an owner with 42 violations. His building is stopped with a fire guard. He came in there, sitting there crying, and Dimitri's picking up our phone still. Don't worry about it. And what did I do? I helped him. I guided him. I said, calm down. We're going to get you to the finish line, and we're going to work with you. We do expediting for DOB, FDNY, and DEP. We do settlements for the Department of Finance, and we specialize in evictions as well, and we help you get your gas turned on with National Grid. We're located on the corner of 54th Avenue and 54th Street and 16th Avenue in Brooklyn, 5318 16th Avenue, 5318 16th Avenue in Brooklyn. Again, the corner of 16th Avenue, 54th Street. You can just walk right in or make a special appointment at 718-871-0382. I don't even know my own phone number.
That's great.
I do. Yeah, you don't even know where Arcadia is located.
I'm not sure I said it. You weren't listening.
I know I wasn't. 718-871-0382, located on the corner of 16th Avenue, 54th Street, 5318 16th Avenue, Green Line Building Solutions. And, of course, we have Wolf's Grocery Store, 2362 Nostrand Avenue. They're open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can call them for orders, 718-252-1863, 718-252-1863. Wolf's Grocery Store on the corner of Avenue J and Nostrand Avenue, 2362 Nostrand Avenue. Anyways, now that we're done with that, Rachel, we are going to tell my quote and joke of the day. And this quote is for both of you. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. I have 2 quotes today, but one is specifically for you. Every sunrise is an invitation for us to rise and brighten somebody's day.
Okay.
That's what I do, Esty. Every sunrise, I try to brighten somebody's day. And ask Rachel, every morning I woke her up when we were in Israel, I tried to brighten your day. Did I not, Rachel?
You did brighten my day for 10 days straight.
Excellent.
Wow.
And now here's the real quote where Esty is, I'm very upset with Esty. Are you ready? I'm hoping this makes you better. When the power of love overcomes the love of power. Oh, you know that. The world will be at peace. You don't have love, Esty.
I love when you just say blanket statements like they're real. Oh, you said it must be true. Okay.
It is true.
I'm wondering who brought me on the show here, Heshy, you or Esty, because I like Esty, and I think she has a lot of love.
Okay. So now I'm going to give you my joke of the day. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. It was, and I said this, matter of fact, on my Shabbos table. One night I was sitting at the edge of my bed, and I was watching Linda looking in the mirror at herself. Okay? And Linda, and it was her birthday in a few days. So I asked Linda, what do you want for your birthday? And she was still looking in the mirror. She says, I want to be 8 again.
Okay.
Okay. So I woke up on the morning of her birthday. I rose up early. I made her a big bowl of Cocoa Pops. I took it to Six Flags Great Adventure. You know where that is? I took it to Great Adventure. And what a day we had. We went on almost every ride. I took her on the Death Slide, the Wall of Fear, a screaming roller coaster, everything there was. 5 hours later, we staggered out of the park. Her head was reeling. Her stomach felt upside down. You're talking, I really ripped my woman apart. Then I took her to a fast food takeout place where we ordered a kid's meal and burgers and extra fries and a glass of soda. Now, I'm in my 50s. Linda's whatever, a young girl. I'm not allowed to say her age again. She'll kill me. And you're talking, our stomachs are turning over. Then I took her to a movie and popcorn and more soda and our favorite Twizzlers licorice. And then I took her home and it was just, what a fabulous adventure. At least I had one. Finally, we hobbled home, exhausted. We collapsed in our beds. And I leaned over to Linda and I, with a big smile, I lovingly asked, Linda dear, what was it like to be 8 again? She opens up her eyes and she slowly says, idiot, I meant size 8 dress.
That is a great one.
You know what?
But you know what? She's lucky you misunderstood her.
Woman, here's the moral.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Here's the moral of the story with you women. Even when a man is listening, he's still going to get it wrong.
Right, because he's not really listening.
We are listening. You're just.
Why would you think your wife would want an 8-year-old?
I'll tell you why. It's very simple, Esty, because men like to fix problems. If he heard her right, what was he going to do?
Hello, have I?
He wouldn't be able to make her size 8 overnight.
Yeah, he'd be able to get her a size whatever dress, put on the label of the 8, and
That's
be like,
called lying, and he doesn't want to be accused of lying.
That's
remember?
not lying.
Wow.
He said he
She's
doesn't
a size
lie.
8. It's not true. Sizes change. It's not an exact science.
Okay, you can't overtalk each other, but I just want you to know, guys, tonight it looks like I'm not going to get anything in. But before we start the show,
As he spoke the first half of the show.
First of all, I'm going to tell you, I want to give a shout out to Ellie, okay? And I'm giving a shout out to, she hates when
Your
I do
niece, because she doesn't know what you're
Not
saying.
my niece,
No,
not my
his
niece.
granddaughter.
My
I already know
granddaughter.
that just from
Yeah, but
listening.
you don't listen to me, Esty, on the
I
show.
don't listen to you.
Something Nava.
Mira Nava.
Mira Nava.
Which I
Wow,
got
go
pictures.
you.
You know, I have a wall of pictures in my house.
Can you say it like your wife?
Mira Nava.
Okay.
So I have my whole house, every wall, pictures of every family member, grandchildren, nephews.
Am I on the wall yet?
All my house has every member, every wedding, just to get on my wall. My family members always have to fight. It's every wall, cartoon pictures. So I finally got a picture today of Mira Nava, and I have to find a place where to put her so, you know, I can have the list of going. So
There's some room on the wall here.
Right, not over here. Anyways, everybody, besides that, my niece, remember my niece that was on the show? You know, Leia, that was with us?
100%.
So she's supposed to get married on June 13th. That
I
was her day.
postponed it to July 13th.
So, right, Rachel
we didn't
postponed
say which year, though.
but she gave me an order.
That's pretty important.
But Leia gave me an order that I only want a lawyer. I only want him to have Torah in his heart and learn every day. I want him to wear a black hat. I want him to be educated and somewhat smart. And she thought I couldn't find this guy. Within 2 days, I found a lawyer, a religious man who is smart, intelligent, and
Did you meet him?
I did not meet him.
So I have a question for you. How can you set up your own niece, your flesh and blood, without meeting him?
I spoke to a rabbi, and I spoke to him.
I speak to many rabbis, and you know what? This is very controversial.
This rabbi.
My dad is the head of Igud HaRabbanim, who has 800 rabbis. He told me, I'm not going to say my last name on this show. He told me of the 800 rabbanim, you can't even trust one. So please meet the man before you set up your door.
But this rabbi, I helped him out with his school.
It doesn't
got his school
matter.
open. He loves me.
And he maybe
love
pay,
you.
and he could
knows.
be and also, first of all, who says that his judgment? He's not a lawyer. He's not a psychologist. Who says his judgment of this man is correct?
They're only going on a date.
It doesn't matter.
It's her judgment.
What do you mean? She's very busy. I don't think that she should just go on a date. I think you should meet him.
Well,
I do trust your opinion if you meet him, but I really think
I'm
Lubavitch, and I'm proud of it. And there was someone by the name of Mrs. Baumgarten, a very famous and really good shadchanit. She met with the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said to her, "What about your brother, who was an older gentleman, bachelor?" And she said, "Oh, I have a girl in mind for him, actually." And the Rebbe said, "Did you meet her?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Well, then you must meet her before you set up your brother."
Well, Heshy never makes mistakes.
Heshy,
I do make mistakes, but I fix it.
well, you know what?
So
I
much
think
better.
this
That
is-
was honest. Well, good for you.
Well,
So-
I don't think she wants it to be fixed.
Anyways, we're going to talk about some things in a little
Please
bit
meet
while.
him.
But in the meantime, I want to get our politics in quickly, if that's okay.
Okay, by politics, do you mean bashing people? That's not politics.
not
That's a
bashing.
slander.
It's not a slander, but first let me talk. First of all, I want to
Oh,
talk.
I know what Heshy wants to say. We could end this conversation really quickly if we just say vote Heshy for city council.
Very good.
Vote Heshy for
But
city council.
Adina Sash, the Flatbush girl, was on New York One today, and a lot of our people are not supporting her, but she is really running a good campaign. Her election is on May 14th, next Tuesday, and she is really has toned it down, has compromised a lot of her opinions that the people of the community want on her personal opinions, which she really did not have to change.
Can you really change your opinions that quickly?
Sure
you know
you
the
can.
famous story about the Rambam where he was challenged and he said you can't really change. And
I've
the king
changed.
said, no. And the king said, listen, I can actually prove it to you. I have a cat that's a waiter. And he was the phenomenon. Kings came from around the world.
Oh, please.
Well, the Rambam was invited to see this. And the Rambam very, very brightly pulled out a mouse from his pocket, and you should have seen those dishes go flying. I'm not so sure that I would trust someone who changed. I would say that perhaps she didn't know how to express herself before, and now she's expressing herself better. But when someone changed, it's scary.
I don't think so, Rachel. You're wrong, because when I was younger,
I'm wrong because you don't think so?
Throughout
Okay,
the
no
years,
problem.
I've learned and I've changed and I've grown. And that's why everybody says I've been on a journey. And my journey, I've changed throughout my journey.
How did you
and
change? Your clothes?
I've become better.
You changed your clothes?
I've learned to understand people better. I've learned how to help the sick better. I've learned
that
how
doesn't
to
mean
have
you
more
changed.
compassion.
That means you develop. That's not a change.
I've changed my anger status.
Don't we say from Zibin to Zibitsik, which
No.
means from 7 to 70?
You have to let me finish. You can't interrupt me. I've learned to grow and change in a different way. And I've known that I can less angry at people. I have more patience now. I
speak nicer to people.
I do speak nicer to people, except for you, Esty, when you're mean to me in the car.
You always think I'm mean to you.
Anyways, let me get to the thing. You should all go out and vote for.
Esty, I suggest you take a taxi so you can't be mean to him.
Right. Anyways, you should vote for the Flatbush girl. I think that she would be a good representative of the community, and we're the ones who started
Is
her
she
out.
running against like 10 other people?
Right.
Why are so many people running? Like, if you know 5 people are doing it, why would you
call
like
a marathon?
And
I just don't get
I
it.
want you to know the one of the people who are running in her district is a lady who was the chief of staff of Jumaane Williams. He was the old councilman. And look at this guy. For 5 years, she ran his office. And I want you to see what honor and zero is, what these politicians turn into, or Heshy won't. This man had this girl run her office for 5 years. And after 5 years, this girl wants to take over her boss's job because the boss left. He got another job and he left. He vacated his office. So she's running. I'm not saying she's running against the Flatbush girl. Jumaane Williams, instead of supporting his chief of staff, the girl who set up his appointments, ran everything, knows how to run the office, he went and supported somebody else.
Obviously, he ran her office, saw what he didn't like, and he said, "I'm out. I don't want to support someone like this." So why you're mad at him?
Why would you hire somebody to run your office to be the chief of staff and not support her? Because he had to pick somebody, so he didn't pick the person that he's not a loyal man. Just like Dove.
Loyal? What do you mean? If somebody hires me and I find out something terrible about them, I'm not going to want to keep working there.
So fire them. He did not quit. He left his office, and he's supposed to put somebody in to replace him. Who do you put somebody to replace him? Number 2 gets to replace you. That's the way it works. Anyways, this is loyalty, and this is why I'm bringing myself to Dove Hyken. Here's a man who was 36 years in office. The last 2 years, he did zero. Didn't get on any committees.
He did something.
1 minute, I don't know what he did.
Kept getting reelected for some reason.
Because we were stupid. Remember about
maybe he did something.
Remember about the post turtle? The story about the post turtle? That somebody puts a turtle on a post, and we just leave him there because he does nothing, and we don't even know why he's there. We had no idea.
People know why he's there, and people don't think he does nothing. Nobody else thinks that.
Well, everybody thinks that. Most people didn't like him, and that's why
I will actually side with Heshy at this point.
Now he's letting me talk after he heard me say that. Let me just point that out. But we just could take the lesson from the Torah reading or what we just experienced, which was the Jewish people leaving Egypt. We didn't want to leave Egypt because we were used to it. And I think that people have blind trust for Dove Hyken. Hi, Dove. I know my mom loves you, actually, but I'm on Heshy's show now.
No, my problem isn't.
I think they just came into a comfort zone, and they also don't know what Heshy can do for them.
I'm not saying that they're better than Heshy.
He's bad, but I know that Heshy will be much better.
I'm not saying no. I think Heshy will be better. That's not my problem. My problem is saying that he did nothing.
See, you have a lot of love.
He did something.
But to
he got some credit. He doesn't do zero.
So,
He's not like
I got you. The guy goes on a video a couple of days ago and he says, "Oh, Israel, 500 bombs and people dying and people getting killed," and he gives us numbers. Here are my numbers for Dove Hyken. How many youth centers have you opened up in the last couple of years?
He's done other things.
Is it wait?
I'm sure you'd be better.
Let me finish.
We didn't think of this.
Let me
you know
finish.
what? I think
he didn't think of
that,
wait a minute, Joe. He didn't think of my children and other children on the street Friday nights.
He's got a lot going on.
A lot going on the front of his house, Avenue L.
Heshy, that's because he knows that he could rely on you, but I think he'd be a great assistant in your office. I think you should be elected as city council, and he should let him work for you.
I will let Dove Hyken clean the garbage cans in my office.
Yeah, see, that's just degrading in me. Why wouldn't you ask him for advice? He obviously knows something.
What does he know? He opened up no drug rehab centers.
He got reelected a bunch of
times.
Drug
rehabs aren't good. Statistics show, speak to any real druggie, he'll tell you it's really bad because they become friends with more druggies. Then when they get out, they even know where to go, and it's terrible.
He helped no prison reform. You know, I'm
telling you, he's like, it's the worst thing ever. Your parents pay so much money,
Rachel,
and then you go out and you have bigger and better friends and a whole.
That's why I have to send them to a different state so that when they come back, they don't know anybody.
Yeah. Okay, guys, and I just want you to know, Mr. Hyken's replacement, not even in office a couple months.
We need to solve. I really want to point this out to the whole world. I know that you don't trust me, but you're gonna like what I have to say. I think that we really do need to make a point on our show. And instead of having rehab, we need to do prevention. Why are people going to drugs? Because there's so much loneliness in this world. Because people aren't willing to see what's going on.
Wants marijuana to be legal.
What does that have to do with anything?
That doesn't matter. Marijuana could be
She's
legal.
saying that we should have youth centers, not drug centers.
Right.
Right.
1,000%. How many youth centers did Mr. Heikens open up?
He did other things, okay? You're mad at him for not doing what you wanted.
What did he do, Esty?
Tell us what you're going to do.
Okay.
Tell us what you're going to do.
And I told you, and I've said it over on this show many times, I'm going to open up more youth centers. And in 150,000 families, I'm going to make sure
Me and Esty are going to run the most successful one.
I'm going to make sure that there are more parking for buses, even though I'm going to make sure that we create more spots in our neighborhood. I'm going to help with traffic elevation. What's it called? To alleviate the traffic jams. I'm going to help with the building department, not allowing them to torture us.
Oh, remember when we were in Israel? You said that we should have like busing in Borough Park, like they did by Cave Rachel and Hebron.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, it would be so cool. People have to park at a certain point, and then they take the bus and they get wherever they need to go.
And that's what I've been pitching for the last couple of years. I came up with that idea, and nobody came up with it. Mr. Heikens, prison reform. When our kids and some of them get in trouble, and they come home, instead of ignoring them like Simcha Felder, oh, you went to jail, he ignores them. You come out, you find them jobs. I have a guy now that I took out of jail. I'm trying to help him and find a job and find him a place to live. And people who break promises, they don't come through with it.
I think that's amazing. I just want to point
out. And our kids go back to jail because they can't find jobs or can't find places to live. And you can't have kids. I get 10. I tell you, I have a kid living in my house now. You think my wife is happy that we take kids in off the street or just like that every couple of days? She's a good girl. She helps me. The point that I'm trying to make.
She really is amazing. Well, I wanted to give a big shout out to Linda that you allow Heshy to do all his really good work. And I really want to thank Linda out loud on this show because
Rachel, tell everybody how you met us.
Okay, I'll tell you. So it was like a few days before Pesach, Passover. I was thinking that I was going to be going to KMR and doing some teen program, but it didn't pan out. My parents went to Florida for the holidays, and I had to make a decision where I would be spending the holidays and where I would be the happiest. And so I was invited for the first Seder at the Leonardo Plaza by a family from LA, although they told me I have to pay my own Seder. But I said, okay, great. I'll be in Jerusalem for the first weekend, and then I'll go to Bnei Brak. So I basically went with like a little bit more than $1 in a dream. And I said a Jewish person should actually go, if they can, to Israel to be Ola Rega for one of the 3 Shalosh Regalim, for one of the 3 main holidays.
Explain it in English too, for our non-Jewish people to pray in Israel.
Actually, we have 3 holidays during the year, one in the fall, one in the spring, and one.
Pray. Go ahead.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to go there. And I really left it up to God. I said, you know what, God, can you please just help that everything should work out? And I missed my flight. I wanted to take the cheaper flight, Aeroflot. And my travel agent told me I had it, but on the way to the airport, he told me I didn't. And I don't know if it was his way of making more money because I had to spend $700 more in Goy Al. And instead of getting really angry, which I maybe would have, but I developed, I didn't change. I said, all right, let's go. Everything's for the best. On the way down to the airplane, we start to speak. Of course, Heshy's very friendly and wants to know my name and where I'm going, where I'm staying. Invites me for one meal. And at the end, it turned into like a 10-day serious like Disneyland. I can't even explain it better. He insisted that I stay with the family for the entire holiday, all expenses paid for. I felt like I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest, but it was as if I was adopted by the Prince of England. It was really amazing. And we even
took in 2 other girls for the second Seder, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that. But the truth is, I remember most my experience because I just felt so special. And I was invited by some other people in the hotel to eat with them. I came right back to his table because Heshy is really funny. And the real truth is that Heshy really does care. He wasn't doing it just because he had to. He made me feel like he was doing it because he wants to. And it's just amazing energy around him. It's amazing to see.
And Esty believes that I do it for what, Esty?
Wow.
For what? For honor, even though I'm the most honorable man. Now, Esty claims...
It just would help if you didn't brag about it.
No,
why can't I brag about it? Why?
I'm gonna mix in over here.
It's a weird thing for me.
I'm gonna defend Esty for a minute, although I just met her last night in my own house.
Wow.
Now I was not gonna let you talk. You have to see you're gonna defend him and then defend me.
He doesn't need any defense. He's awesome.
Right. I love you. Wonderful. But Rachel, I want to ask you a question.
Can I just say,
no.
Esty's not wrong. You did tell me that you love being called Your Honor, but you know what? You deserve it. So I love you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. When I get elected, you're all going to call me. But, Esty accused me of 3 things. First, she accused me of lying. Always
Did
lying.
I accuse you of any of those things?
You said, I lie, and I don't lie.
I was like, I know you the best. You can't lie to me because I know you.
Okay. And then
Is it an accusation or was she having a discussion?
she was actually
there was no way for me to have a discussion without him feeling accused. He always thinks I'm accusing him. I'm just like, hey, you know that this is not like I try to speak to him and he's just like, oh, he's busy defending himself. He doesn't really hear what I'm saying.
I say, Esty, you never caught me in a lie.
Is, I'm
not trying to catch you in a lie. I'm trying for you to be authentic and for you to be real with me at least.
Then Esty accused me of cheating on Linda.
I didn't accuse you of
that.
You
did accuse me.
We're going to have a timeout for 1 minute. I'm just going to tell you that Heshy tries to really fix the world and he takes a little bit too much on his plate, and that's why he's under a lot of stress. So that's why if you say something to him when he's stressed out, didn't eat, running from place to place, trying to help everyone, he takes it the wrong way. So we're going to be a little bit sensitive to the future, Your Honor.
Oh, good.
And everything will be okay. She didn't accuse you. You know that you love when Esty kind of riles things up over here, makes it interesting.
But now when you make a lie that I'm cheating on
so now if she didn't say you cheat on her.
She did.
No, she didn't.
I said you cheated on your wife.
You said you know in your heart that I cheated on her.
No, I didn't say that.
I didn't hear that.
Say? Tell me what you said.
No.
Because you see now you're lying.
I
not even saying a word. How could she be lying if she's quiet?
She was lying in the car. She told it to me in the car.
I said that it's not so inconceivable. That's what I meant.
Sure, I told you it's inconceivable.
I don't know. Some people you think would. Some people you think wouldn't. I was just like,
oh, by the way, Esty, the ones you think wouldn't are the ones that do.
You think so? Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, so Esty's whacked in a bit.
Anyway, no, he's a really, really good husband. I see how much care and concern. And you know what?
That too.
I want to tell you that he's super popular. And another person in his position would be like, okay, I'm running for city council. I need to make friends. I like socializing. Linda doesn't so much. He would leave her at the table. He brings her everywhere, introduces her to everyone. He's proud of her. He really treats her amazing. I have a question. And she really loves him.
In Passover, you were there by the second Seder night when I spoke to the crowd, right?
When
by the Seder, I got up to speak in front of everybody.
What? Oh, that was amazing. Literally, I cried. It was such a good story. But I have to say, I'm proud of myself, too. I encouraged him to do it. Woo!
I got up in front of the whole crowd. I spoke to everybody, and it was a great ride.
It was amazing.
During the Seder, I stopped the Seder for like about 20, 30 families.
Heshy created, and I've eaten many, many times in the Sheraton, and it's always like super boring, kind of in a basement, even though they think they're so fancy. I used to nickname it the rich people's soup kitchen because they all stand on line with their plates. But when Heshy came, it became like a camp feeling, a feeling of an entire family literally coming together. People who never knew each other before were sad to see each other go. We exchanged numbers. We exchanged addresses.
Everybody came to my table. I went to everybody else. We were like, everybody just loved us there. 100%. And I was only there for a couple of days. And my beautiful son.
I just want to also really thank Leah Tischler. Leah's really amazing. Actually, she's the one who told Heshy that she really doesn't mind sharing a room with me. Could you imagine? She met me on the plane and she was like, Heshy, I don't mind if you don't mind. Linda, I mean, she's a grown woman. She could be like, no way, Jose. They both really just showed me so much love and so much trust and so much hope. It was the most amazing Passover ever. I felt I went out of not jail. I went out of Egypt. You know, they say in every generation, a person should see themselves as if they left Egypt.
I am God's angel.
I called you God's angel, or even Elijah the prophet. That's not a problem.
Very good.
But you know what? The difference between you and angels.
My ego is good now.
The difference between you and angels, though, is that you're actually a human being. So, like, angels have no choice about it. You do. So you get
718.
That's amazing.
718-303-9090. We will pick up your calls, even though we were just chatting about nothing. But now that we're going back to politics, that Mr. Eichen's a pig, we're going to skip him now because Mr. Eichenstein is going to help me with prison reform. That we're going to try to get some of our kids that made some mistakes, and we're going up on May 28th to the state prison. He's coming with me. I'm driving up our assemblyman. I'm going to show him the pain that some of our people did and mistakes they made, and we're going to try to change the law to get them out a little early and see if we can help them out here. Now we're going to go to the most important animal dog that I'm not allowed to call a Nazi, Nadler. This guy, Jerry Nadler, who sees that our president of the United States, the greatest our leader, the chief of staff, not only the chief of the country, He's going after him after we prove that he's not guilty of collusion. The man now wants his tax returns. He's slowing this country down, making investigations. He's torturing us, Esther. And you know what, Mr. Hyken?
I feel very tortured.
Mr. Hyken, who went on video screaming at the Democrats, he supported Hillary. He's screaming at his buddies, the Democrats.
I'm just trying to wonder, does Mr. Hyken pay you to speak about him so often? You're like giving a bad advertisement, which is advertisement.
I'm not giving bad, but when the man goes on video,
but that publicity is still publicity.
That's
so you're
right.
trying to promote Dov Hyken all this time. I thought that you didn't like the guy, and now all this time you're trying to give him publicity. My mind is blown.
He's not in office anymore.
Wow,
he's not in office anymore. I just want to show
you.
Get
him back into office.
I want to show you what
is happening.
I want to show you what a wasted life he had. Push the button, Esty. Take a phone call. You're on the air with Heshy, Rachel, and Esty, who are both against me.
What? We're both for you.
Completely.
Well, you might remember me. I'm just calling to hear that I'm glad to hear you back on the radio.
Thank you.
I'm an old friend of yours from a couple of years ago. My name is Naftali.
Hello, Naftali. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, you know.
How do you like the show so far?
And trying to navigate the ups and downs of the river of life, you know.
How do you like our show so far?
Today?
Yeah.
It's chaos, but it's fine. It's very entertaining.
Naftali, I know. If I remember you correctly, you are from
Minnesota.
Not Minnesota, but Middle Eastern heritage.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No. Нет means no in Russian.
Oh, you're Russian heritage? What's your background?
Is Russia not Middle Eastern?
No. I'm basically a black Russian.
Oh, black Russian. Oh, okay.
Привет, Naftali, привет. Как
Wow,
дела?
that's pretty unique.
Хорошо, слава богу, хорошо.
Naftali, talk to us. You got a minute.
Я говорю по-русски чуть-чуть, немножко говорю. Make sure you only say how amazing we are when you're on the radio.
Naftali, talk to us. What do you got to say?
Listen, I'm listening to you online. I used to listen to you. I think I was in South Carolina, and I just moved back into Virginia, closer to my mom, who's like up in Queens. She's 94 now, and so I help her out. But one thing I wanted to let you know is that I'm listening to you online, and I'm glad to hear you on there. And my girl, what's her name?
Esty.
Hi, Esty. What I was doing, I was watching you guys on YouTube the last couple of years, because the last time you were on, then you disappeared. So I'm glad to hear you back.
Thank you, Naftali. Thank you. We've been on for over a year and a half again, the second run, and we're trying to get on one of the big shows. But thank you so much, and I hope you just enjoy our show.
I do. And the one thing, Trump is the worst president of all time.
I love Trump.
Of all time? That's a big statement.
Of all time. Kennedy is the best president in my lifetime. I'm 66 years old. Okay.
Kennedy got killed.
I've been around. Kennedy is the best president, and his
why did you let him get shot? You know, he could have still been president right now.
I want to ask you a question, Naftali. But Naftali, I want to ask you a question. Trump's administration creates between 100 to 200,000 jobs every month. The economy has gone up by over 2%. I mean, 3% or whatever for every single month. Our unemployment rate is at the lowest. Our stock market is at its highest. Wages have increased. I'm talking even.
Some people say it's not because of the president, though.
It's because a lot of.
Whenever everything's good, it's not because of God or the president or anything else. When everything's bad, it's his fault. You know.
I'm just telling you that this president's leadership of making deals, of not being scared of Iran, of not being scared of China, of stepping up for Israel, and not only that, stepping up for the people and not being scared that they're going to impeach him or run away. He stands there. He doesn't care what they say. He gets the job done. And he's not only that, this man doesn't run around on vacations. He puts in his 14, 15 hours a day, like all us little guys.
One second. Let's also point out just what happened in Chabad of Poway in California. Look at his human touch. How he called.
Did you see
how he took care?
Did you see what the president did when the guy in San Diego that was shot? He invited the rabbi to the White House. He let the man speak. He knows what compassion is. This is a man who actually loves everybody, and he's a good guy.
The Constitution, dude. He flouts the Constitution and everything that we're doing up.
Oh, because the Constitution is right or moral, or is it just something we put in there and forgot to take out?
Esty, that's wrong.
The Constitution.
In what way?
He
had no Russian collusion. He had no obstruction of justice. If there's no Russian,
but I disagree. He may not have had collusion, but he's obstructed justice.
Obstructed what? If there's no crime, there's nothing to obstruct.
However,
if there's no justice, there's nothing to obstruct either.
Correct.
There would be no justice with or without. There's no justice in this world, unfortunately.
I met Donald Trump a long time ago when I was a DJ in Atlantic City, and he's a scumbag. I mean, really.
Hey, nobody's saying his moral character is so great. We're saying that as a president, he happened to have helped a bunch of people.
He helps a lot of people.
But you know what? What you're talking about with jobs, I would say, is an illusion. I'm struggling more.
You must be
a citizen since he's in office. He wants to cut programs that would help me as the Medicare, Medicaid. And so it's not true. And my mother is 94
but that's because you don't. You don't believe that you have a better future. You won't need Medicare and Medi-Cal. With him as president, you're going to be making a lot more money. The economy is going to be better.
He wants me to be dead.
God forbid. You know what? I'm sure if we set up a meeting with him, he would disagree 1,000%.
And Trump is coming up
because he lied.
No. Trump is starting. Him and the Republicans are going to create a new healthcare program that will help the country. That will help the people.
Can I ask you a question? Do you really think? I want to ask you a question. Can I? Do you really think that the government should be like our parents? Like, I can't afford something, mommy, please help me. Like, you don't think that's the job of private organizations? Like, you want the government to be your parent? Because then they also tell you what bedtime to have. You can't have everything. If they're paying for everything, they're going to own you.
No, not everything. Partly because the government has to help those who cannot help themselves.
No, that's the job of charity. That's the job of religion. That's the job of churches.
No, we need the government to help us too. Why? Because I paid so many taxes when I was making a lot of money.
Instead of you paying taxes, I don't think taxes should have anything to do with taxes. Is for the streets and maybe for the army. Private organizations, you donate money to charity. Those charities are supposed to help people.
No, because
the government being a nonprofit does not work out. You need private people to help you. The government, it's too big of a machine to help every single person. People get lost. But imagine, a church, anybody can go in and get help. It's so much better than having to apply for it.
Well,
the church will run out. That's because if you people know that instead of giving taxes, you can give it to charity, everybody will get.
They won't give it.
They won't do it. They won't. And anyway,
that's why we have to set up a government.
Go back through your history and social studies homework, and then come back at me with that.
Anyways, and one more thing.
Great talking to you.
Thank you, Naftali.
Are you going to call back next week so we could do our history and get back to you? We're going to do the history.
Sure.
Okay.
If you're on, I'll talk to you. I love you guys.
Thank you,
Naftali. We love you too.
Esty, by the way, just for your knowledge, Mr. Nadler, that pig that I talk about, the fat little pig, he decided not to have God in our swearing in now. This country was created.
Terrible.
Right. And
this is what I don't understand. Why can't people swear in and say to God, if they don't believe in God, then they're scot-free, then they're promising to no one. If I made you change it, you have to swear to your mother. That would be scary.
God is not a religion.
You have a right.
Even if they don't believe in God, that gives them scot-free. If they don't believe in God, they can swear to him, no problem.
Exactly.
So then why would they take it out? Just keep it, say it, and if you don't believe it, then it means we don't have to hold you to your. You won't hold yourself to your word. Imagine they made you swear to your mother. That is so much more binding. But to God, it means nothing to them. Why not leave it in? It doesn't even make sense for them to take it out, except like.
Are they going to take off "In God We Trust" from all the dollar bill?
You believe that? You see, what you don't understand about the God thing is they make you swear. I swear to tell the truth, so that you have to swear, and if you lie, it's called perjury, and you can go to jail.
Right.
The last phrase, "So help me God," is for you to know. Besides, you're going to go to jail and be punished. So help me God means you will answer to your God for lying. So when you stop that, and Nadler stopped it, he decided that we don't have God in this country, which this country was founded on Christianity. Judaism is involved with it.
It was also founded on slavery, so I don't know if that's a good enough reason.
It wasn't founded on slavery, Esty. It was. We did have
our founding fathers based it on the Bible.
Based it on the Bible. Anyways, I just want to tell you something. This Nadler took it out, and he doesn't care about God. Because
how did he get it passed?
He didn't pass it, but when they were swearing in the last one of his last committee things, and one of the other people said, "No, Mr. Chairman, we want them to re-swear and put in the word God." He says, "No. This is a bad little man."
So what does swearing mean without God's name in it?
Nothing.
Absolutely. And so he basically took away anyone's accountability. I personally went to court just the other week against someone. And the minute they told them that they are going to need to swear, they're like, no, we don't want to go to trial. Obviously, because then there was some conscious.
No, but they can affirm.
No, they didn't want to go to trial because they were scared of swearing. It got their conscience to start to work, and that's why I think it's so important.
Okay, let's take another call.
Even if they don't believe in God, it's still helpful.
Take another call.
Hello, you're on the air with Heshy, Esty, and Rachel.
Yes, good evening. This is Eddie from Dyker Heights, Big H.
Hello, Eddie. I love you. See, Big H, that's what I want to be called. And I saw my granddaughter the other night, and they're calling me Zadie, and Grandpa says, no, Big H. I know
wow, look at that. It's like divine intervention. Big honor instead of your honor.
Oh, right.
We're going to call him the Big honor. Hello, Big H.
What's happening, my brother?
Listen, I just want to applaud the two ladies for defending Trump, and of course you, against that poor B-90s fool who'd rather be a dependent on government for his pittance instead of developing self-reliance, which he should be capable of doing. So again, thank you very much.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. There was once in a park, it said, please do not feed the ducks because they will learn self-reliance and then end up dying when nobody keeps feeding them.
They will unlearn self-reliance.
They will unlearn self-reliance. And it's like, it's so funny. So with the ducks, they want to do this, but they don't want to do this with people. They want to make people reliant. Like, how is that good?
That's right.
My question is, besides Trump, Nadler, what do you think of him?
I fully embrace all of your opinions about that person.
If you were here, we'd embrace you too.
It can only help. It can't hurt to leave God in. If you don't believe in God, then fine. No conscience.
It's not only that.
But to take it out is just stupid.
It's not only that, but that's my point. It's my point is that he's going after a president and wasting more time when he should be doing legislation, helping the economy better. Instead, he's wasting, and now he wants to impeach the president. You know how many millions of dollars it's going to cost and stop the whole country while we all watch TV on this? Just a wasted little nothing of a man.
You know what, Big H? I do believe that in general, the socialists and the liberals are on their way to getting there. They think the government is God, so they don't need a God.
Right.
That's or the eternal beliefs of liberalism and social completely benighted ideas.
Well, thank you for the call. I hope you like our show, and we'll talk to you again.
Okay.
You see, Esty, here's a man who understands, an intelligent man that knows that Mr. Trump, he's not judging Trump on his personal thing. He's judging him on his job.
Can we get Trump to listen to our show? Or is he too busy?
We should, but
we should really send him an email.
Esty just thinks I have hate in my heart, and I don't have hate.
I don't think it's fair for you to just put that on Esty.
I said you have hate in your heart.
But I was talking about the Palestinians. Now, we were sitting in I went to my granddaughter's house, or my son's house last night, and he wasn't home, and my daughter-in-law was there, and I was starting to play with little Mira Nava, and she was crying, and my wife was
Mira
there.
Nava,
and she was crying and playing, and I'm trying to make her laugh, and then we were joking around.
So she's your hardest audience. Everyone else laughs, but she didn't.
I got a picture of her. I'm going to hang it onto my wall. But yeah, she's my hardest. So I'm going to make her love me. Don't worry about it. So anyway, and she has a gorgeous smile. So anyway, I'm sitting over there, and then we were joking around. Look, if somebody takes a little baby to a protest, they are terrible, and I made a terrible joke, but I retracted my joke that I believe that what I said to that little girl, I shouldn't have maybe said it to the girl.
You asked the little girl if she's going to blow herself up?
Because she didn't come for a protest. She came for a Palestinian protest. So here's my point. Let me get to the point. I'm not against the Muslim people. I love the Muslim people. I have Muslim clients. In my daughter-in-law's house, when she accused me, I put a Muslim girl on the phone last night, and I called up. I says, brilliant. I want to ask you a question. Did I help you? She says, yes. Did I charge you? No. Were you having problems with a Jewish landlord? Yes. What's your religion? Muslim. She says, wow. I said, do you love me? She says, yes. My wife.
Are you going to help me with my landlord?
My granddaughter was there, and she says, oh, so my daughter says, oh, Pop, you're generous. I said, it's not generous. I have no problems against other religions and stuff, but if somebody comes who doesn't exist, Palestinians do not exist. Now, I was sitting
Palestine doesn't exist, and
now I was sitting in my office today, and my son comes in and says, I had no right to say that. I said, 1 minute, son. I'm here now with 10 people in the office. I want to ask anybody, do you like the Palestinians? And everybody in the office says they hate the Palestinians.
They don't know the Palestinians enough to hate them.
So 1 minute.
But I thought there is no such thing as a Palestinian.
And this week,
so you mean
if you notice, the Palestinians shot rockets from their
Didn't
country.
We shoot back and
doesn't make a difference. They killed 4 people out of them for no reason. Now, Esty says, you know what? Don't hate them for killing us. Just forgive them. Is that right?
I didn't say forgive them. I said don't hate them. but get justice. Protect yourself.
How do you get justice?
By hating someone doesn't create justice.
So-
Hating someone just makes you feel miserable because they don't know that you hate them. It's just in your head.
They don't know we hate them. They killed 4 people for no reason.
Yes, but
They don't care if you hate them. I'm just going to say something here.
Right.
I totally understand. Essie's point is to take action, but I think that Heshy has a really strong point too, because if you forget that the Palestinians hate us and therefore you don't hate them, then you have what happened in Nazi Germany.
What about knowing
where I heard a testimony of a woman that went through the Holocaust, and she said, we weren't Jews, we were Germans. Our best friends were the neighbors. And when Kristallnacht happened, and that was the breaking of the glass night, she said she called her friends and said, what's happening? They hung up the phone on her. So it's extremely important for us as Jews in America to and in Israel to remember that there are people that hate us. And if they show us that they hate us, so if they're trying to make amends and be friends and be civil, then of course we have to be civil back. But if they're showing us how much they hate us, if they're taking our blood lightly and for no reason, just baseless hate, as President Trump said, and just destroying us, then we need to entitle ourselves that feeling of hate for baseless hatred. We're not hating them. We're hating their behavior. And therefore, we're going to protect ourselves. And we're going to retaliate.
Rachel, but not
we
because...
should eye for an eye. But I'm just saying that us hating them doesn't serve a purpose.
But
it just makes us miserable.
They're killing us. They are killing us.
Without having...
You're saying that we will not protect ourselves unless we have hate in our hearts.
No,
I'm saying we can protect ourselves. We don't need the hate.
We don't need to keep it in our hearts.
You can't overtalk each other. You can't overtalk each other. Nobody hears you. So I'm going to talk now. Reason we hate back is because they just like... Do you hate Hitler?
No, I have absolutely no hate for him. I didn't.
Oh, thank God. It's like, I want to say that, but it's like, you don't hate Hitler? That's so terrible. You have to hate him.
You don't hate Hitler, woman.
I don't hate him. He was a shliach.
We don't know him. That's why we don't hate him.
What? The man killed 6 million of our people.
You think, I believe in God.
He's a wicked person, and his memory should be erased forever.
So you don't hate somebody that abuses
we don't know him. We'd be lying if we said we hate him. We didn't experience it. You could only hate what you experience.
A man that killed so many people.
We hate his actions.
Unfortunately, we have forgotten, even though we say we haven't.
Well, you girls.
We never met him.
This new generation is lost. Look, everybody.
We are a lost generation.
We have to teach. I taught my children, and I will teach them to hate the hateful people.
Yes, teach hate. Yeah, that's always good.
Esther, what's your solution that they keep killing us? We should just let them do it?
I hate what Hitler did. I don't know him to hate him. I wish I could hate him.
Yeah, maybe I would have met him in a store, drank a coffee, had a conversation, and had no idea that he was Hitler.
Oh, hi, Hitler. Let's have a coffee together.
No, I wouldn't
if you hate us or why.
What do you mean? Before he became Hitler, when he was a random crazy guy on the street, I talked to crazy people on the street. So I could have spoken to him, been like, "Hey, you want a cup of coffee?" Had a conversation, and not even known he was Hitler. Like,
oh my God! Please, this show is.
I'm talking about the before.
You asked the question.
Yeah, I asked the question. He should be hated?
He was the one that brought about a bunch of bad things. Okay, but he was a messenger.
No, I don't consider him a messenger.
Wait. You think if he was dead, there wouldn't be someone who would have replaced him and taken over? They might have done different horrible things.
I don't think we should play God here.
Esther, the guy who went shooting in the synagogue in California, do we hate him?
No.
We don't hate him.
He's a messed up kid. He literally doesn't know what's
We don't hate him. We're like, what is it? He needs help. He's psychotic.
Was hateful. He came in to hate.
Doesn't matter. Well, we're not like him. Right. As we say, we fight darkness with light. We don't hate him. We're going to protect. We're going to teach the world that we're good people. We're not haters. We're going to bring kindness to the world.
Oh, God.
We're going to protect our synagogues because Trump, I'm sure and hope, is going to
my dear audience, now you know why I believe women are not as smart as men.
I feel like our audience agrees with us more. The purpose of hate is not useful. Hate is a poison you give to someone else. And
that's why I believe
hate is a poison you take yourself expecting somebody else to die.
That's why right here alone, this is proof to you why there will never be a woman president.
There definitely will be a woman president.
We can't vote a woman in who thinks like you girls.
Think about it. They're going to say, we don't hate the Palestinians, but let's bomb the whatever out of them.
Actually, welcome to 2019 where haters don't go out anywhere.
Well, all I know is Hillary lost, thank God. And
thank
Mr.
God
Hyken,
Hillary lost.
And Mr.
See, Hillary is someone I actually hate.
Oh, why do you hate her?
I know her.
Okay, I hate her. And Mr. Hyken was buddies with Hillary and supported him. Now he screams at the Democrats. Why are you screaming at the new candidate Democrats when you're a Democrat? You hung out with them. You have the same ideas and policies. Yes, Mr. Hyken, who did nothing. Yes, Mr. Felder, who does nothing. Yes, Mr. Schwartz, the district leader, who does nothing. And Frank Sedio, I just want you to know.
Somebody wanted to ask about what happened at Avenue P. You saw a car drove into a building and the whole thing just collapsed?
Talk about that
Oh my goodness!
I just want you to know there was a
in seconds. Everyone there with the phone. It was crazy.
Can I give you one last news column before we get to that? It was a councilman called Lou Fiddler or whatever. A pig. I never liked him. Now he got killed or banged on the head in a movie theater in the middle of the night dark. I didn't know he was homosexual. Not that I have a problem with homosexuals, but he was a homosexual playing in the dark. Who knows what he was doing bad and evil over there. He should have never been in the city council. But again, us idiots.
I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm not sure I like it either.
Well, this post turtle.
I'm so confused.
Well, he should have never been elected to the city council. We got to see.
The point is, you should be elected for everything, okay?
I have one very serious question.
I only want to be elected to one
Heshy.
job and make changes that I know that I will do good. I know that I want to help people, and I know that I can get other business people and other people together, and I can make things happen to get us to, like people in my office come over to me and say, "Oh, Heshy, you only delegated." Yes, but I know how to delegate.
Oh, delegating is the most important
and I know
part.
how to make things happen. Look at Rachel and Nizzle. Did I make things happen? All I had to do is when we.
Well, I will be very careful to say I have to thank Hashem. Okay, I have to thank God. Because you were a messenger. So I love you. I don't hate you. I love you. But you were definitely a good messenger. I do believe God would have taken care of me.
When we walked down the Temple Mount, did we have 3 soldiers, 4 policemen guarding us?
Oh my goodness. They already thought he was the city councilman. Right. That was amazing. They brought us to places that no one's allowed to go.
Right.
I do have a serious question for you, and I think the audience would love this to be addressed. So prepare yourself. Mr. Heshy Tischler. So, you did mention that I walked into your office and there were so many people around and you had a million things that you were taking care of. How will you have time in your day to take care of New York City if you already have a loaded schedule?
So I am preparing my staff for me to leave. Plus, all the community service I do is on my private time. I go do in the morning certain things in the hospital. I do at nighttime. After working hours, I do a packing of boxes in youth centers. So I'm never going to, and I'm on my cell phone, and you know, Rachel, my cell phone starts, you've called me 4 or 5 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and I never shut down my cell phone. So I'm always available to people. And especially in
emergency. How are you going to
get it done? And we're going to definitely want a city councilman that actually sleeps because, as we mentioned before, if you're on little sleep and little eat, then
if you want a city councilman that sleeps, you have them. Don't worry about it. My point is I'm going to be like Trump. I am here to serve the people, and serving the people means you do it.
He is a lot like Trump. It doesn't matter what he says or how mean he sounds. He's actually really nice and wants to help.
That's right. You see, you know,
unreliable and unpredictable, but a good heart and has the ability to carry things out.
I told Esty I never lie. So Esty said you lie. I said I fib because I make a mistake. So
no, we're not going to teach the population that they could fib. No one could fib. No one can lie.
Everybody fibs.
No,
everybody fibs.
Well then everybody lies. The problem?
I don't lie. I don't.
No, we're not giving excuses for any lies. Call it what it is. That's the way it is. I'm going to be more like Trump than you in that case.
Why don't you tell everybody how you caught me in a lie, Rachel?
I think we're going to leave that.
Oh, we are going to leave that.
The air.
And it wasn't a lie because I actually came through.
Everybody lies. Sometimes you have to.
I don't lie.
I have another question for you. If I was a mom and my child was like, you know what, I'm 18. I want to vote for Heshy Tischler. I think he's amazing. You should see what goes on in his Shabbat meals. He saved one of my friends and took them out of jail. He's helping another one get a job.
You know that for a fact, by the way. Don't you know that for a fact with the guy who took out of jail?
I didn't say it's not true. Okay. I'm saying, let's say I was a mom of an 18-year-old son. Because I could be basically a mom of an 18-year-old son. And then I say,
we are looking for a husband for Rachel, by the way. We do need somebody intelligent and smart. Of course, not as good looking as me. Nobody can be that way. Am I good looking, girls?
You look good to me because you act good to me.
Esty?
Yeah.
I am handsome, right?
You're very handsome.
I love you. Now I forgive you for all the craziness you did to me.
I never did anything crazy. You always think I'm crazier than I am.
You insulted me. You insulted me.
I didn't insult you. I said what's in my brain. You're not
your brain is
don't want to
whacked.
get distracted from my question. So if I was the mom, you're looking for someone intelligent, kind, and handsome. Thank you. I appreciate that. We will be accepting calls very soon. I have a question. What if I said, Heshy Tischler calls every single person a pig, a this, a that?
Not everybody a pig. Only the pigs.
Okay, but you know that there's some good things. People like pigs. It's like the best.
Get to the point, Rachel. You're talking slow. This is radio. We don't have time. We're running out of time.
So my question is, are you going to be continuing to call people names?
So I want you to know, I was
That's
called.
True. Maybe when he wins, he'll stop calling people names.
No.
Please vote for him. Please vote for him.
So I I am now entertaining on maybe again, you guys. It's a joke of entertaining of running again for a public office. So I was sat down. I was called in by certain future. Maybe,
you are definitely very entertaining.
Okay, so I was.
So besides for entertaining, running for office. By the way, when I was young, and they would say there's so many people running, I used to ask my mother where they're running. I thought they actually had to run to get elected.
I want to tell you what happened. I was called into an office with certain future contributors and future people, and they said, "Listen, Heshy, you got to polish your act up. You got to calm down. You got to wear suits, and you got to chill." I said, "But that's not Heshy Tischler. Heshy Tischler is a real person. I will go out there and scream. I will stand up in the city council when I see those other son of a bitches lying, and I'm going to point my finger and say, 'Listen, you effing bums, you are liars,' and I'm going to tell the whole city.
That's not going to get you
I'm
elected.
not going to allow government. Well, then you don't want to be. You know what my motto is going to be? This one, my pitch line is going to be the one who cares."
Okay, but if you care, you can't insult or put down.
If
sure, I can. If these people are lying
in there,
if these people are lying to,
you can't just choose who to care about. If you care, it's everyone. It can't be I care about some.
No, he does. He could think that what he's saying is true. No, maybe they're acting like pigs. I'm not saying that
Rachel, but for you to compromise and give up our people's rights, to make people suffer by these government agencies that are constantly punishing us, hurting us, going against us, judges that have court cases for 5 years, 7 years that sit in front of them. When you come to me, I solve your problems in a week, a month, a year. 5 years these court cases go on, making people suffer with guilty things on their heads.
Time they get in there,
and by the time they
find
right, and it's unacceptable the way the movement of government is so slow. We have to rethink it. Come on, to right now they're going to stop using plastic bags. It took them 3 years to come up with this stupid idea, which is not even a good idea. To get a set of plans approved by the Department of Buildings could take you a year or 2 or 3, while to stop your job and cost your taxes. And if you don't pay your taxes on time, after 2 or 3 years, you go to jail. If you're driving your car and you get a driving ticket and you miss paying one of them, you get arrested when a cop pulls you over. But if there's somebody robbing your house or stabbing you or shooting you, there was another shooting in Colorado school. There was a shooting in Bushwick, a stabbing, people getting robbed. You know how
that's why Israel has it right. They pay attention to the big problem.
You know, just alone, there's 300 missing children alone this year alone. Where are those children? They're not moving fast enough. What we're doing is we're busy giving tickets and we're busy shutting down people's homes and raising their taxes. And de Blasio talking about stupidity instead of taking care of the people. Gender X and gay rights.
I just heard this. 27 new genders. Officially, that's no, 72, not 27. There are 72 genders at the moment.
I didn't.
Gender X's, you mean?
No, like they're like officially named. Like I know like there's queer, bi, there's all these things, but there's now 72.
Anyways,
official what gender are you?
Anyways,
I don't know. There could be id, zap, zoo. I don't even know what.
I'm female.
Well, you girls are boring me with that gender thing. Let's talk about.
When was the last time someone's like, "Hi, I'm a female and I identify as a female"? It's like, what? You identify as yourself? You don't need to change it.
Anyways, about the accident on Avenue P.
Yes.
So I want you to know that's why I'm trying to explain to you. The building department.
We have only 4 minutes left.
Okay, but I just want you to know the accident was some guy was wasabi stoned or drunk. He was wasabi smoking marijuana.
No, he's probably drinking.
No, marijuana.
Marijuana doesn't get you to crash into a building.
Yes, it does. You can see what's going on.
He went
and he was driving too fast when he made the turn because he was stoned, and he crashed into a building. And he did it the wrong way, and it wasn't properly built. And you know why it wasn't properly built?
Because Heshy Tischler wasn't the one in charge.
Exactly. Thank you, everybody. That's exactly right. So if you need to go to a proper expediter architectural firm and people who solve problems with lawyers, call Green Line Building Solutions, 718-871-0382. We're located in the corner of 16th Avenue and 54th Street. Or don't forget my friend Avi Fleischer at Technical Support.
I went to him.
You did?
Yep.
Wasn't that great?
He was so great. He put screws in my computer and he didn't even charge me.
And he even said, "How come
Esky doesn't know who I am?"
Right?
But your computer had a screw loose?
It was missing screws. I went to a store on 13th Avenue. They're like, "We're sorry, we don't have the screws. Go away."
But
Avi
Fleisch,
nothing. And this guy, he helped me. He said he'll help me get a computer.
He's one of the best of town. He's technical difficulties located at 1504 60th Street, 718-259-4593.
It used to be on 18th Avenue.
Well, he's at sales at technicaldifficulties.biz, or you can check out his website, www.technicaldifficulties.biz. And of course, my favorite barbershop, everybody, 777 Barbershop, located at 4225.
cards.
I have no choice. That's how I keep track of everything. 4225 18th Avenue. Their phone number is 718-484-2499. He's good for the handicaps. He gives discounts for senior citizens. Located on 18th Avenue and
What happened to the rest of your
Second
story?
Street. Which story?
The story with the building. The guy crashed inside.
The guy crashed in the building,
and the whole thing collapsed. Did anybody die?
Thank God that the store was vacant downstairs.
Okay.
And upstairs there was no family home at that time, so thank God nobody got injured.
But it was a regular house.
It was a store with an apartment upstairs.
And the apartment upstairs was a normal apartment and
a
just
normal
collapsed.
apartment because
Somebody lives in during the year.
During
they
the
happened to not be there that moment.
Yeah.
What about the guy in the car?
The guy in the car got a little injured and he tried to run away because he was stoned.
He was drunk.
Stoned.
Okay, let's make a bet right here. Let's find out what happened.
I
Drunk or
bet you
stoned?
he did marijuana.
I bet you he drank.
And I've spoken to a lot of people over the weeks. Marijuana is a terrible drug.
Oh, someone thanked me for supporting it. They were like, "Thank you. We do need to
the thing is,
legalize."
just like you met somebody who sat and said to SD, "Listen to this, guys. I have $100,000 bet." Somebody said,
I want it in writing. If I can find a guy that says, "Hey, I smoked with him," and he actually smoked with him, I don't know how I'd prove it because Heshy's going to deny him no matter what I do.
Heshy doesn't smoke marijuana.
I don't smoke marijuana.
And he
Either way,
so some young
$100,000 I get.
Some young pisher in his 20s or 30s says, and I'm 55 years old. Why would I smoke with a 20-year-old guy? Just walk on the street. Hi, give me pot. I scream at nephews. I scream at my nieces. I scream at young
they
kids.
all smoke.
And nobody smokes. I keep them, whatever the few that do, I try to stop them. But anyways, marijuana is bad for you. I love you all for listening to the show. Rachel, you were wonderful on the show. You talk too much.
What? I think she talks amazing. I can't believe she's on your side and you're still bashing her.
I'm just trying to make sure the next time she lets me talk more, I am the star of the show.
Oh
it's
my
called
God.
Just Enough Heshy.
That's it. We're changing it to Just Enough.
No, you're
we
not.
had just enough of Heshy. That's why Rachel came on.
SD, thank you again
Your
for your
honor.
wonderful show. You're a good girl. Now I'll let you talk. SD, even though you're terrible to me in the car ride, always
I
over here.
wasn't.
You are. You called me a liar, a wife cheater, and a druggie.
No,
you did.
I deny
You
it.
did, though. You can deny it, but now you're a liar. Thank you, everybody.
I'm
Come
lying.
back here next week, Wednesday. We're going to have a great time, and I got more stuff to talk to you about.